And let's see. So remember that you took a loan for 5 years and you will be paying 39,000 per month for next 5 years to own this car. Now there are two things you can do. If you can wait for 5 years, let's say if you can wait for, if you don't need the car immediately, car is not something that you need urgently on day two, because uh, you can still survive, and you are still using public transport to move around. So what if we, instead of paying the EMIs, we start an SIP? This is another option. If you can afford the EMI of 39,000 per month, you can also afford to save 39,000 per month. And not to forget that you are paying 5,30,000 in cash immediately out of your savings. So if you pay EMIs, your total payment for loan will be 23 lakhs, will be about 23 lakhs 40,000 in 5 years. So you end up paying 28.5 lakhs for a car that costs you 22 lakhs in cash. So if you do an SIP, you will have 5 years, and since we are putting EMIs as SIP, so let's consider the SIP for 5 years only, and your portfolio can be aggressive, moderate, or conservative. Now, aggressive, moderate, and conservative portfolios will not run simultaneously. It depends completely on your risk profile. For Abhichri, we might go for aggressive profile because that's her risk profile. But if somebody has a different risk profile, if you're in 40s or 50s, you will have moderate or conservative risk profile. That is another factor that we'll see how it affects your investment choices. But right now, it will, assuming for 5 years, it will only affect your rate of return. So I'm taking 13 years for 13% for aggressive, moderate 10%, and conservative 8%. So let's see for each of these risk profiles how much money you will have in 5 years if you run an SIP of 39,000 per month. So if you have an aggressive risk profile, you will have 43.2 lakhs in your hand. And if you have a moderate risk profile, you will have 39.2 lakhs. And similarly for conservative risk profiles, this will be 36.7 lakhs. But one thing that we are forgetting is car prices will also increase over time. So there will be inflation in car prices, and automobile prices have been increasing quite a lot. For last 5 years, the increment has been almost 50% in absolute terms. If we compound it, it's around 8.5%, and by that rate, the same car will cost around 33 lakhs 5 years down the line. But as you can see, with those EMIs, with those SIPs of 39,000 per month plus 530,000 investment in the beginning, your investment value 5 years down the line is far better than the car price. But again, this isn't just an assumption, considering that you can generate 13% per annum or 10% per annum or 8% per annum. Since 8% per annum is a conservative rate of return, so chances of deviation in 8% is very low. Chances of deviation in 10% is slightly higher than 8%. And chances of deviation in 13% is even more than the moderate risk profile. But still, these are very conservative rates, and this makes your goal achievable. Or maybe you may not have to wait for 5 years to buy a car. You can buy it in 3 years or 4 years. So let's see if that is possible.